We have some pretty big Tesla stock breaking news today. As of last night, a reservation is no longer needed to order a Cybertruck Foundation Series. The Foundation Series is now available to order directly from the online configure. It's also being reported that Tesla has started inviting people from Canada and Mexico to configure Foundation Series Cybertrucks. Tesla has launched the new Quicksilver Model 3 color in the US for $2,000 extra. And for the first time ever, Tesla has introduced a 3-year bundle for the Model S and the Model X in the US and Canada for $5,000. It's a new configurable option that includes 3 years of free supercharging, FSD supervised, and premium connectivity. So instead of purchasing full self-driving outright, you can get FSD, free supercharging, and premium connectivity for 3 years with no limits for $5,000, which I do think that makes a lot of sense, especially if you can't transfer full self-driving from vehicle to vehicle. A lot of people, when they get a new vehicle, they have it for a couple of years, then they get a new one anyways. So I think this will really appeal to a lot of potential Tesla customers. And I think this actually could be quite a big deal for Tesla's earnings, because this should be very high margin. Now, unfortunately, this is only available for the Model S and the Model X vehicles, but I do think this will be expanded to Model 3 and Model Y over the coming weeks. Also, from the perspective of just getting people used to FSD, I think this is important. Imagine it like this: if someone gets this 3-year bundle and they love FSD, well, the next car they get, they're gonna get a 3-year bundle or just purchase FSD outright. So right now, it's really all about getting people to try FSD and to love it. And I think this is a good value considering free supercharging is included. So I'm actually a big fan of this. Tesla has also officially launched Cybertruck test drives in the US to the public, which I think is another great way to sell more Cybertrucks or sell more other Tesla products. Acacia Energy has kicked off construction of a new $200 million Tesla Megapack powered Brendel battery energy storage system, one of the largest in Queensland, Australia. It will be able to power up to 300,000 homes during a blackout. And at the same time, Tesla launches the Cybertruck in Canada with a starting price for the all-wheel drive Foundation Series of 137,990 Canadian dollars and the Cyber Beast Foundation Series at 165,990 Canadian dollars. Elizabeth Warren, aka Senator Karen, sent a 10-page letter yesterday to Tesla's chairperson, Robin Denholm, concerning CEO Elon Musk and possible breaches of his fiduciary duty to the company. Warren wants to know whether the board has ever bothered to investigate Musk's use of Tesla resources to benefit his other companies, including SpaceX and XAI. She is seriously the definition of a Karen. I mean, if you've ever listened to her speak, it's just frustrating how she talks. In terms of, she's just very aggressive for the wrong reasons at the wrong people. And she's historically not a big fan of Elon Musk for whatever reason. I guess there's people that don't like Elon because he's doing great things. Some people don't like that. Tesla has added Nissan to their coming soon list for supercharger use. This means Nissan EVs will soon get access to 15,000 plus Tesla superchargers in North America. Following the successful integration in France, ChargeMap's compatibility with Tesla's supercharger charging network is now being expanded to most European countries, including Germany. Barron's wrote this article headlined, "I tested Tesla's new full self-driving software, what I thought after more than 1,000 miles. Quote, it's gotten a lot better. I've been testing it for about a week. The overall experience with version 12.5 was eye-opening. The number of interventions was down and the number of drives with 0 interventions was up." I think part of the reason why Tesla stock is still where it is today and not much higher is because a lot of guys on Wall Street, again, they don't use FSD. They don't understand FSD. A lot of them haven't driven cars in years because they work downtown New York in many cases. So they're really not accustomed to this at all. The only feedback they see is whenever they go on X and perhaps see something about Tesla's FSD, which I would argue is probably not that often anyways. So as Elon Musk has said on the earnings call, when he speaks to people about FSD in real life that have basically no idea what it is or say it's something it's not, that have never tested it, like just go out and try it. That's all you have to do. And I think eventually that is a speed bump that Wall Street gets over. And once the markets fully appreciate the value that is at Tesla and specifically within FSD, you will see that reflected in Tesla stock. But there is a massive lag between now and then. In a perfect market, as FSD gets better, you would expect Tesla stock to go higher because the odds of robo-taxis go up, the value creation for consumers goes up, the take rate goes up, and the longevity of the product goes up. But this is not a perfect market, and that's why you're getting a hell of a deal in Tesla stock at $197 per share. Trust me, one day Tesla will not be selling for a steal of a deal. It will be selling for rich valuations. Tesla recruiters are hinting at the Tesla semi-truck coming to Europe. They say here on LinkedIn, exciting opportunity. Do you want to bring the Tesla semi to Europe? We are looking for an experienced leader to head up the business development function of our semi-truck in Europe. If you're passionate about change and want to work with the most innovative company in the world, then Tesla is the place for you. And for the first time ever, more than 50% of cars sold in China were electric. Adifi Energy just received 100 Tesla Megapacks in Australia. And Trump said just last night that Elon Musk is, quote, very worried about the US. And for another month, the Tesla Model Y was the #1 most popular car in China in July. In July, the $200,000 yuan electric sedan segment, Xiaomi delivered 13,120 SU7s and Tesla delivered 9,928 Model 3s. So Xiaomi's, I don't know if I'm saying that right, SU7 did outsell the Tesla Model 3. Queensland flips the switch on its first publicly owned big battery. The Tesla Megapack-based Chinchilla battery is the third and biggest to begin operating in the Queensland grid. And it's being reported here that Tesla China delivered more than 32,000 Model 3s in July, up 61% from a year earlier and the highest in 43 months. And it says here Tesla's Model Y sales in China in July rose 53.6% year on year. It is also the top selling car in China for the 17th consecutive month and the top cumulative sales of new energy vehicles. And look what Tesla's Weibo account over in China posted. Apparently Tesla's roof structure can withstand the weight of 2 adult African elephants. It looks like to me the tires would pop before the roof would cave in. Trump last night also weighs in on Fed Jerome Powell. This is posted via Nick Timmerhouse and was said during a press conference that Trump did. He says, quote, I believe it's really a gut feeling in terms of actually making policy decisions. He says, and I used to have it out with him. I had it out with him a couple of times very strongly. I fought him very hard. And we get along fine. We get along fine. But I feel that the president should have at least a say in there. Yeah, I feel that strongly. A say in terms of monetary policy. Trump also went on to say that he has made a lot of money in his career, he's done very well, and he feels like he has more knowledge and experience than a lot of the members on the Federal Open Market Committee currently have. So that kind of means he should get a say. And let's be honest, politics do influence the Federal Reserve. Back in 2019, that is correct. Trump did essentially bully Powell into cutting rates. He said he was going to fire Powell if he did not. And about 2 months later, month and a half later, Powell cut rates 2 times towards the end of 2019. That was when real estate prices fell about 10%. That was the first time I bought a home was in 2019. And Trump pressured Powell into cutting rates. So there is some precedence between a potential Trump presidency and what could be better for Tesla. Leave the politics out of it. It is what it is. Here on the day today, several Federal Reserve officials, including Boston Fed President Susan Collins, have indicated that if economic data continues to align with expectations, the central bank may soon begin easing monetary policy. The timing and the pace of any rate cuts would be data dependent. Market expectations vary, with some anticipating significant rate cuts by the end of the year, while others expect a more moderate approach. Economists and investors are closely watching the Federal Reserve's decisions as they navigate economic conditions and inflation trends. It was reported today that President and CEO of Fed Boston says if the data is as expected, it's appropriate soon to begin easing. Now, Fed Collins, she was one of the more hawkish Fed officials. So she says she's basically giving the green light for a September cut as long as the data does not come in really hot for inflation, which I don't think anyone forecast that at this point. Here on the day today, via the interesting flow sentiment over on Ortex, looking at Tesla, we have seen 22 different institutional orders totaling $3.48 million with a positive order value of 88%. Tesla's short interest of free flow sits at 3.75%. You currently have $20.74 billion currently sold short in Tesla stock, totaling 104.29 million shares. Google Trends data for Tesla continues to remain quite robust, with the Cybertruck at 73, the Model Y at 25, the Model 3 at 23, the Model S at 9, and the Model X at 7. Sentiment over on StockTwits, which I like to really use to just judge how retail investors are feeling about a specific stock or ETF. You can see sentiment for Tesla is neutral at 54 today. Yesterday, it was neutral at 51, so sentiment's a little bit better today than it was yesterday. Message volume is normal at 47 today. Yesterday, it was normal at 49, so down a little bit today, and the participation ratio is normal at 54. Here on the day today, there's not much actually happening in markets. We really did not get anything as far as economic data. The Russell 2000 is down 0.38%. The Nasdaq's down about 0.2%. The S&P's break even. The Dow is down 0.1%. The VIX is down 7% today, down to 22.08. So a lot of the fear is starting to subside in markets. Full trends data for full self-driving also looks okay today, sitting at 20. That is down from last week's number of 21, but still staying in the 20s. And that's great because prior to Tesla's free trial of FSD, you were in the mid-teens most of the time. Tesla continues to run about 4,000 different ads with Google, and Tesla's global inventory numbers continue to move higher, which is not necessarily a great sign. Doesn't have to be a bad sign either, but does look like inventories are building a little bit. The Model Y now sitting at about 6,900 for vehicles in inventory. The Model 3 at 6,200, the Model X at 3,800, and the Model S at about 2,800. And 10-year Treasury yields today are down about 5.5 basis points to 3.94%. The percent of stocks currently trading above their 50-day moving average is down to 44.33% today. About a half of 1% of all stocks today are breaking below their 50-day moving average. So it's really just a slow day today. That's not bad at all. That's not great, but it's not bad. It's just showing not a lot's going on today. Tesla's stock is down about 1.1% at the time of recording this video, and you have been bouncing between this 100-day moving average and the 200-day moving average. And I think until we get more clarity on economic activity, whether or not the economy is doing okay, whether it's weakening, whether it looks like the soft landing narrative will prevail, then that's kind of what I expect. A lot of very volatile sideways trading action. Keep in mind, yesterday you had a 2.3% gain, 2.31% gain on the SPY, the S&P 500. That was the best day in a year for the S&P, all because initial jobless claims came in 7,000 lower than what we were expecting. That's how sensitive the markets are right now to economic data. So all economic data, and we'll get a lot more of that coming next week, is going to be very important. In the next video, we will be going over a little bit more in depth with the charts, specifically what the charts are telling us about what could be coming next for Tesla and many other things we will discuss at 8 p.m. So come join us later on tonight in just a few hours. Hit the like button as well as subscribe to the channel if you made it to the end of this video, and well, check out the link down below in the description of this video. If you want to join the trading community, come get access to all of the trades that we are making almost every single day. You guys have a great rest of your day, great weekend, and I will see you in the next one.